The year is 2024. Economic tensions simmer between the US and Canada, reaching a boiling point with President Trump's surprise tariff hike on Canadian aluminum and steel. The move, a retaliatory strike against Ontario's electricity export surcharge, sends shockwaves through global markets. The Dow plunges, mirroring the anxieties of investors worldwide. In the heart of Detroit, Sarah, a factory worker whose family has relied on the auto industry for generations, watches her 401 shrink on her phone. The news is grim. Potential layoffs loom. Meanwhile, in a bustling Toronto market, David, a small business owner specializing in aluminum components for the American auto industry, faces a crisis. His export contracts are suddenly unprofitable, jeopardizing his livelihood and the jobs of his employees. Across the border, the political climate is equally turbulent. The expansion of expedited removal intensifies the immigration debate, causing a surge in protests and legal challenges. Maria, a young, undocumented immigrant working as a nurse, lives with the constant fear of deportation, her future hanging precariously in the balance. Her community rallies to her support, highlighting the human cost of the policy shift. In Washington, D.C., the White House deflects criticisms, emphasizing the need for stronger border security and economic stability. President Trump, during a televised address, attempts to reassure the nation, claiming the economic downturn is merely a temporary setback, that his trade policies will ultimately benefit all Americans. The public, however, remains deeply divided and increasingly skeptical. On the international stage, the conflict in Ukraine takes a devastating turn. The halting of crucial U.S. military aid, including F-16 assistance and intelligence sharing, leads to a significant Ukrainian setback in the Kursk region. General Petrov, a seasoned Ukrainian commander, watches in grim determination as his forces retreat, acutely aware of the consequences of the reduced American support. He knows the setback could be a turning point in the war. International condemnation of President Trump's decision mounts, but the damage is done. The fallout from the decision extends beyond the battlefield, impacting global relations and further destabilizing an already fragile geopolitical landscape. Sarah, David, and Maria, though geographically distant and facing different challenges, find themselves interconnected by the ripple effects of these major events. They represent the human cost of political decisions, each struggling to navigate a world increasingly defined by uncertainty and division. The future remains unclear, but their stories highlight the urgent need for international cooperation and a more nuanced approach to resolving complex economic and political conflicts. The intensifying trade war, the controversial immigration policies,